Trask and Baker. Hit him with it.
Yeah, for sure. So Trask and Baker, man, they are in a brutal battle here. And so what they are going to do is Baker got to start with the first team reps this week, and then next week Trask will get the start with the first team for the preseason game. So Baker won this week, and Baker went 8 for 9, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. And Trask went 10 for 6, 99 yards and an INT and 3 sacks. So I'm just going to say Trask looked a little uneasy. Baker looked a little calmer in the pocket. He had a little bit better touch on the ball. And so we're going to see next week what Trask is going to do with the first team ones. This is going to be very big for Trask, because if he can produce kind of the same thing as what Baker did, then it's going to be locked up 1-1. Right now it's 1-0. I have it. Baker won this week.
Well, it is important to know, like you said, Baker was playing with the 1s, Kyle with the 2s. But this is something that I preached early on in the preseason. Now, Kyle has obviously had a phenomenal offseason thus far in fall camp, but Baker carries the swagger of just being a known starter, playing the game for a couple more years than Trask is. And yes, he's going to look a lot more comfortable back there, definitely in a preseason game, than Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask still looked really good. Stepped into his throws, made phenomenal throws. I just don't feel like he carries the swagger like Baker does in the pocket. And that, look, at a quick eye test, with it being a first, just 2 quarters compared to one another, that's how it's going to look. But I think Trask will, hopefully have a better game, next week and look a little more comfortable and more in that role like he should be there. He looked in a way kind of like the rookies did, right? Look, they know what they're doing. They understand the role, but like it's just an eye test. It's hard to explain. It's just like anything. It's like somebody their first time behind a microphone. You could tell, right? And then by the 10th time, you could just tell that they're having a conversation with themselves. So that's how it looked for me with Baker versus Kyle. Kyle has the mechanics to get it done. We'll see if he finds himself a little more comfortable come week 2. I think he will, but it's interesting because of how this is changing weekly. I mean, just last week we were writing Baker off according to what we were hearing from practice, and now when it comes to, here's where we're at. I think the same thing should probably get a little closer for AR and Minshew, but I just think the politics there aren't going to work the same.
Yeah, and the thing with when you say that, I think the biggest thing is Baker's kind of a gamer.
100%. He's like what Manziel was in college. Like, didn't need to read the film, just gets the job done. And look, those things, you're going to win a lot of starting jobs with these young quarterbacks just because they do look uncomfortable. They don't have the confidence that Baker carries. They have all the skills, all the techniques, but they lack the confidence. And sometimes that confidence is enough to get you through. And that's kind of where Baker's been, I feel like, these last few years, and what probably will edge him out early on against Kyle.